What is happening there, J Gaming Dude here, and there's no way I can't not talk about the state of play for September 2024. I've been away for a few days, so let's actually talk about it because this is going to definitely be a recap video from my perspective as someone who primarily plays on PlayStation, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people like me who don't prefer playing on other platforms, and that's very much going to be prevalent for a few games that are appearing on this list. One in particular I bought pretty much on the day of release. So let's actually talk about the state of play. But before I do, just wanted to say, if you like my videos, please like the videos, subscribe, hit the bell to know when those uploads come up, because sometimes, YouTube might not necessarily recommend you the video. If it does, if you have subscribed for some reason, I'm not really sure why that happens. But yeah, let's actually jump on into the actual details. So, first and foremost, we have Astrobot, which announced new speedrun levels and 10 new special bots. We already knew that there was going to be a patch that was going to add speedrun/challenge levels to some extent. As far as the challenge aspect, I'm not 100% on, but the speedrun stuff is certainly going to be a very welcome addition. In addition to the 10 new special bots, which is going to be absolutely brilliant because it's always fun to just play through this game. It is just a hell of a lot of fun. Moving on from that, however, we have Ghost of Yotei, which I'm actually quite interested in seeing. So the thing is that I actually never played through Ghost of Tsushima, and I never had any interest in doing so. But now that it's actually officially become a franchise with the announcement of Ghost of Yotei, I'm very much interested in, jumping back in and actually playing those games with the Jin Sakai as the Ghost of Tsushima. So that'll be very interesting to see how I actually vibe with the game, because I don't think I've ever bothered looking up gameplay either. But I've also stopped playing PlayStation First Party since 2017, and I feel like I kind of do need to go back and actually play those titles that I never really got into. Speaking of which, Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a remaster, and I'm still not enthused at all by it. In fact, the only Horizon game I'm actually looking forward to is actually the next announcement on the list, which is Lego Horizon Adventures. I'm way more interested in this than I am with Horizon as a whole. This is the one Horizon thing I actually am looking forward to, so I'm pretty sure it'll be a fun time. Very much looking forward to it as someone who has played a hell of a lot of Lego games and can appreciate their somewhat quirky humor that they try to humor yet attitude that they try to bring to franchises that might not necessarily have it, like say for example Star Wars. Sure, some bits of Star Wars lore can be pretty funny, but well, for how bad some things can be, but it's not, quirky dad jokes type of humor that I feel like I really do find quite funny. With that being said, however, a little bit more discussion on PS5 Pro. So everyone dunked on it for being a $700 machine. That includes myself as well, of course. That being said, however, they are still trying to sell you on the device. So I guess we'll just have to see how the numbers turn out in terms of actual pricing and things. So it's really just a sort of we'll just have to see how things go sales-wise later on when it actually releases. But of course, we also have the Chroma collection of PS5 Slims. And you can tell it's the Slims because there's only like a single black line going across each of them. Whereas the PlayStation 5 original, which I have in front of me right now, actually has no lines. And then of course, you've got 3 lines for the PlayStation 5 Pro. So, as far as these 3 colors go, I'm actually kind of jazzed about the green there. The blue I'm not quite feeling, and yeah, so they want to go for that sort of chrome plated feeling, but I don't think that the plate is actually chrome. It's just sort of a reflective color maybe. I'm not 100% on that, but it'll be interesting to see how that works. PS Plus announcement in the middle of the state of play I thought was actually kind of an interesting thing to say, but WWE 2K24, Dead Space, and Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. That being said, however, I already have Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, so that's kind of out of the question for me. Dead Space though, remake, hell yeah, I'm very excited. I actually haven't bought it yet. I was hoping for it to actually be significantly cheaper before I do buy into it, because I have played Dead Space 1, I have played Dead Space 2, not touched 3 to be completely honest, but I should go back and play it so that I can actually get the platinum for it before moving on from the PS3 completely. But there's also so many other PS3 games that I do want to sit down and play. So, and WWE 2K24 is nice. I'll just have to wait and see whether or not when the actual online trophies are going to be shutting down, so that I can at least get those out of the way and then play the rest of WWE 2K24 however I would prefer. So there's that element to it as well. The Lake House and Alan Wake 2 expansion is coming, and this is after the very well received previous expansion whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head. So very much please be excited type of thing, and I'm sure that the Lake House is actually going to be quite good. Now we have ArcheAge Chronicles, which is an action RPG. I can't say I've actually played much of the ArcheAge series. In fact, I didn't even realize it was a series. I thought it was just a single game before. But anyway, with that being said, it looks really cool, and I have wishlisted it. But I think it's really just a matter of time to see what the game is actually like before I do buy it. If I remember right, it's going into early access later this year, so PlayStation is now starting to allow those games to be in early access, which I find to be fascinating because it was always PC that was doing early access first, and then Xbox started doing early access, and now it's kind of PlayStation's time to shine by joining the pigs in the mud, so to speak, because early access can generally be used quite negatively by putting out a minimum viable product for people to just buy and play, and then it ultimately never gets updated later on in the future. That's still quite a risk there, but we'll have to see how ArcheAge turns out. And of course, Nintendo is just doing their own thing, so we'll just let them be in their own little bubble. Dragon Age: The Veilguard, that had a trailer. I don't think I've played a Dragon Age game since just Origins. I think that's the only game I've played, so yeah, I mean, I'll eventually play the Inquisition. That's on my list of games to play, so I don't really have much to say about the Veilguard if I'm being completely honest here. Dynasty Warriors Origins looks really cool, and I actually cannot wait to jump in and play it. Releasing January 17th, 2025. I have wishlisted it, so probably not going to buy it at launch, probably might wait for a sale. I guess it really just depends on what my entire list of games looks like during that time. Fantasian Neo Dimension coming out 5th of December. It looks cool. I'm interested. I want to be a little bit more sold on the characters and world, so I'm gonna wait, see some let's plays, and just make a judgment call pretty much at that time in particular. Fear the Spotlight coming out October 22nd, 2024. This is one of the first Blumhouse games that is coming, and I am very interested to seeing how Blumhouse Games is going to be doing their game release slate, because I think that they could be a dark horse potentially of alongside the Annapurnas, the Devolver Digitals. They could be a very good publisher, especially when they focus on something like horror. And as long as they, pick very particular, very different forms of horror games, so that they don't completely flood the market with derivatives and very similar walking simulators that just seem to have some horror themes to them, that have unique and different ideas around them. I feel like Blumhouse could really do an excellent job in the horror gaming space. But again, as with a lot of things I've said, it is very much a wait and see type of approach currently from my perspective. Fortnite is getting a controller. Also, screw Fortnite, because I'm sick and tired of talking/playing Fortnite, because now I finally got the platinum and it only took me 600 hours, so I'm actually kind of annoyed. Let's move on to the next one. Hell Is Us. So this was announced for the first time, I think? I actually don't know. I don't know much about it. It looks cool, but I don't think I'm interested until they show more gameplay. Though we'll have to see how that all sorts how this whole sort of thing goes. Hitman World of Assassination coming to PSVR 2. surprisingly enough, Hitman World of Assassination I think is on MetaQuest, and it was not particularly well reviewed by not really the critics, but like the audience. So I think it got dunked on by the audience for not being particularly good. So I am interested to see how it fares on PlayStation. In fact, Hitman VR games have actually never done particularly well from a critical lens of both the audience and critics. So again, matter of time. We'll just have to see how things go. I talked about this in a video by itself, which is one of like the biggest videos on my channel. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered is in fact coming out, as it was leaked. Well, I say leaked. It was like not announced officially, but there was advertising for it at, I can't remember, Opening Live Gamescom, somewhere around that time. It is now official. It is coming. Be excited. And I think we had a date of December 10th, so it's it's going to be done by Aspyr, which there is a bit of a worry about, but it's commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Legacy of Kain series. So again, be excited. Let's hope for the best on that one. Luna Remastered Collection, a series of PS1 RPGs from back in the day that will also be coming out later on. I don't think a date was announced, and it doesn't seem to be. But yeah, 25 years old the series is, and a JRPG, so there really isn't much to say, especially in the PS1 era. I think the most intriguing thing about PS1 RPGs from back in the day is not the gameplay, but the characters and the world that they bring together. So I am interested to see what the Luna universe is like, ultimately, with the characters in the world, because I've never actually played it myself personally. So this is actually something that does in fact have my interest. Metro Awakening VR has a release date in the form of 10% discount. It doesn't actually say in this description, but there was a release date in the trailer itself, and I haven't watched this since like it was airing, since the State of Play was live, so we're just gonna have to go off with that one. November 7th, there we go. It is actually here. I just cannot read. That being said, Monster Hunter Wilds gets an official release date. Holy crap. 28th February 2025. Be excited or be square, because I am definitely over there. I don't think that's how that works, but yes, Monster Hunter Wilds. Very excited. Very happy. I am jumping up and down on my seat right now. This is one of the first ones I'm like, I am super, super excited. Moving on from that. Another thing that I am so immensely excited for that is not even funny. Palworld drops on PS5 on the same day that this show was. So pretty much it's been out for about a couple of days, I want to say, and I bought it immediately. Like, I saw it on the show, and then after the show ended, I think an hour after the State of Play finished, it actually came up on the PlayStation Store, and then I bought it straight away and downloaded it to mine and my little brother's PS5 so we can play together. This is great. I am so happy. There were leaks, not leaks, but there were some rumors that Palworld was coming to PS5 at some point during TGS, and it just so happened to occur before TGS, and it was at a State of Play. So very excited, very happy. Let's capture some pals. Another thing that I'm very excited about, Stellar Blade gets a Nier Automato's DLC. Very, very excited. It is, I think it also came out on the same day. Yeah, so for Stellar Blade to be influenced in its creation by Nier Automata, and then for the two to then come together eventually, my god, hell yeah, are you kidding me? It's gonna be great. I am so very happy about this. So yeah, I am definitely gonna be getting the Nier DLC for Stellar Blade 150%. The Midnight Walk, which looked very interesting, coming to PS5 and PSVR in 2025. There was actually a good number of PSVR 2 games on this list. In this show, that I'm actually quite surprised. We saw Hitman earlier. We've got the Midnight Walk, which also looked really cool. Shredder's Revenge, Radical Reptiles DLC coming to TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Sonic X Shadow Generation, which again I am super excited for, jumping on my seat type of thing. I am very, very excited for this. I am super happy that we are getting Sonic Generations again with Shadow in it and his own, things, levels that you can play through, and with the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie pack, which is kind of bringing across probably some elements of the movie into the actual game itself, releasing December 12th. Look forward to that. Towers of Agazba. I feel like I'm going to mispronunciate this no matter what. Releasing in Early Access, PS5 this November. Actually, you know what? I think this is the game that's releasing on PS5 in Early Access, not the ArcheAge game, so that was actually my bad. But yeah, that's a list of the games. I think the PSVR 2 games I forgot to completely highlight were the Midnight Walk, Metro Awakening VR, and Hitman, and I think that was it as far as PSVR 2 games, which is a good amount to be completely honest. And then the stuff that I'm personally looking forward to is more Astro Bot. I think after I played Ghost of Tsushima, Yotea is going to be pretty good. Horizon Adventures I'm very much looking forward to. Dead Space going free going to PlayStation Plus for sure is something to be looking forward to. ArcheAge I'm looking forward to. Dynasty Warriors Origins, Fantasian, what else we got? Hitman 2 Hitman World of Assassination potentially. Legacy of Kain 100%, Luna 100%. I think this is 100% my type of show, to be completely honest. Wild 1000%. Palworld bought it straight away. Stellar Blade / Nier DLC, excited. Midnight Walk is probably one of the lesser exciting ones. I'm not 100% on Shredder's Revenge just yet. I know it's a really, really good game. I just haven't bought it yet, so that's probably why I'm not too jazzed about it. Sonic Shadow Generations, 100%. Not really for Towers of Agazba, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below, what you thought of the actual show itself, because I thought this was actually a pretty strong showing, but then that's because a lot of the games actually spoke to me personally and had a good amount of not just PS5 games, but also some PSVR 2 games. That being said, however, it can always be better with more older titles coming into the fray that is being talked about ultimately. I feel like bringing back older franchises is kind of what I want most, and Astro Bot reminded me very much of that. I feel like nostalgia has a much larger sway in people's purchasing decisions now than ever before, so I feel like PlayStation could really make use of something like that. But with all of that being said, let me know what you guys think about this whole show in the comments below. What are your overall, what are you really excited for? What is your hype like for the future of PlayStation, I guess, in a way? But with all that being said, like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 300 subs by the end of the year. I do have a link in the description below for my Patreon, so if you want to toss a few bucks my way, because I don't actually have any monetization on my channel, and if you do see any ads, that's just YouTube being YouTube, honestly, to be completely honest, because I don't make any money off of it. So if you can absolutely do that, and I would very much appreciate it, but if not, that's always cool as well. And I do upload, with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.